shortcut Kenny, because everybody knows who Kenny Hawkins is. He's been here. We talked about the books that we like to give people when they speak, and adding maybe another shelf, but I believe we're going to have to add a wing over there at the school. So
we passed the shelf.
But the beautiful thing about what Kenny brought in more ways than one is that we have with us today Miss McKenzie Kane. Those of you that watch JHL, if you don't, you've got rocks in your head. That's the most fun team on television to watch when it comes to sports. And you never see a note in either one of them's hand, no teleprompters, and no stutters. McKenzie comes to us from Washington Lee University, where she graduated in May of 25. And I'm shortening this now, but she was actually, and don't get anywhere near a golf course with this woman because she'll smoke you. And that comes from people that know, not me.
Did you write this?
She also was an All-American sportscaster and recognized by the Sportscasters Talent Agency in June of 25. And she's had behind the mic a lot of extra people. Troy Aikman, Joe Buck, Joey Logano, Nikki Price, Lou Piniella, and Kenny Hawkins. She even interviews him from time to time. We're excited to have her in town. We want to keep her. She's not too far. She's from Tampa, but she came from Washington Lee down here. So without taking any more time from their program, you will truly be entertained today with the fodder that's out there in the sports world now. I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Don. Yeah, you got me mic'd up.
Yeah, but that doesn't mic it back here. Y'all might want to walk.
Oh, it doesn't mic it back here? Oh,
Can you hear us all right?
Oh, okay, hold up. She's bringing it on.
Oh, you got one?
Okay.
What a glowing introduction. I'm flattered over here.
Yeah, I said, did you write that? I was like, I didn't know Don had those notes. Listen, let's just get this out of the way right now. All these years, I didn't know that this part of the floor was sunken. That's the only reason why she's a little taller than me, okay? So let's just get that out of the way before somebody bring up the question.
Anyone who watches Touchdown Friday night will get a little milk crate that Kenny stands
on. Right,
that's
right. We make sure we shoot above just a little bit, okay? Let me see. Did we have somebody in here that went to Washington and Lee? Wow. What's
the general over there?
Oh, that's the general. Okay, yeah. Wow, the generals. Yeah. Listen, once again, it's a pleasure to be here. I was just talking to Don a minute ago. I said, when was the last time I came over here? I said, you guys are over in the Ramada. And he said, that was almost 30 years ago. And I said, she wasn't even thought of 30 years ago. When I started coming over here to the Kiwanis. And this is one of those situations where I love coming to talk to you guys. You guys know your sports. Sometimes, you challenge us. Sometimes you got some crazy people wearing UT Notre Dame fan. I don't know where that comes from. We're going to get to you in a minute, okay, anyway, about not wanting to play in a bowl game. Come on, man. Come on. We're going to get to that later.
That's why he's wearing Tennessee's. Yeah. He knows that Tennessee is playing in a bowl game. So now he gets the best of both worlds.
Yeah, but yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah. Yeah, the Interstate Bowl is what they're playing in down to Nashville. I mean, as you can tell, I have I've been over here with Marler. I've been over here with Bobby Rader. I've been over here with Nick Dugan. I have upscale. Okay, so there you go.
I should also point out that I believe I'm the first woman that Kenny's ever hired in sports before.
First female ever. Wait, that's not because I didn't like females being in the job. This is the one that just fit. She just checked every box. And that's, listen, that's pretty big. She's right out of school. I mean, she has no experience. So what you see right now is raw. This is her first job. And, we feel that this is, unfortunately, it's just kind of our business. They don't stay long. So we figure this is going to be a bump along the road. Maybe one day when she big, she'll remember us little people, okay? She'll remember that Jingle Bells song that we sang earlier today when she go big, okay?
I'm probably the only coworker Kenny's had that's ever asked him, "Hey, what are you gonna wear tomorrow?" Too.
Exactly.
Make sure we didn't clash for this.
She's like, yeah. She goes, I'm gonna wear this color. Can you wear? I said, look, we're not gonna be twinsies, okay? We're not doing that. I said, you're the first one that's ever asked me in 39 years what I'm gonna wear tomorrow. I said, so. All right, listen, you guys know how this is done. You ask us a question, we'll try our best to answer it, and then we'll move on from there. All right, go right off, Pat. Go ahead.
Hey, Major League Baseball Players Association agreement with the baseball. This is the last year coming up.
Okay.
You think after that the owners will push for a salary cap and there'll be a big strike? How do you think it's going to work out?
Yes to all of that. Here's the thing about it, and let's just be honest. When you throw sports and money in the same pot, there's always problems. All right. So the owners are going to try and go with a salary cap. The players union is going to push back, and then we're probably headed for a strike. The only problem is baseball, they can't handle another strike. I mean, it would devastate them. Listen, they're just barely getting back from the last one that they had. So hopefully calmer minds will come together. Unlike what we just saw in NASCAR, we had a 9-day trial and they settled. Why y'all do this the first time? Why we got to go through 9 days of this? Just get together, down at the local burger shop and iron this out. You had to go through 9 days of this for NASCAR to say, okay, you're right. It is kind of a monopoly. So we're just going to give everybody a charter and go from there. So hopefully it will be better for the sport. Look, I know that y'all ain't bashful in here, okay? Over the years, listen, we talk about anything sports, we talk about anything TV, except weather and money. However, I am going to mention weather. That's going to come up, okay? John?
Have you observed any use of NIL by high school students in this league?
I can actually attest to that from my personal experience. When I was playing high school golf, the only use I saw was product placement or partnerships that athletes would have with a company where they would receive free product rather than a straight check, and especially in high school. And the topic that comes to mind is performance, hydration, like packets, things that were directly related to athletic performance in general. I'm not sure if that's different in the Tennessee region. That's just from my experience, what I've seen so far.
It's pretty strong in Middle Tennessee. I didn't know, but I hadn't heard much about it.
I hadn't really heard about it that much up here. Now, that's not to say that it's not going on. Every school wants to sit here and scream, oh, we don't recruit. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's how they got the job at Eastman last week. Come on. Yeah. So it happens at every school around the state. Trust me. I come from a place. Yeah. Oak Ridge. You Kingsport people, we beat y'all this year, so don't say nothing in here. Thank goodness. Somebody gets a job at the plant, and next thing they're 6'8", 350 kid shows up at school on Monday. So yeah, it happens at every school. So I'm not saying that it's not happening up here. I haven't heard it.
What about new baseball situation in San Francisco here?
It's going to be interesting. You look at baseball has never gone in to college baseball to get a coach. This is the first time. And so Vitello is going to be the model for everybody else. If it works, then there's probably going to be a pipeline of all of these coaches. It's really weird. When you take a look at professional sports, they don't dip so much into the college level. Like when you look at the NBA, that's probably the main one. You take a look at the NFL, you've had Saban, didn't work. Spurrier, didn't work. Really, Pete Carroll is one of those, or Jimmy Johnson, or one of the few that's been able to make it work from jumping from college to pro. And baseball, as I just mentioned, has never done it. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on him. Does he know the game? Yeah. Is he going to be one of these hotheads, probably get thrown out a lot? Yeah. But I'm rooting for the guy. Tony V's good. He was good for TV and business around here. All the women loved it. I mean, that's why attendance grew. That's the reason why they got skyboxes and all that. It's the house that Tony built, because everybody was showing up. It was hard to get a ticket down there. So sort of like Bruce Pearl, build it and they'll come. And then, of course, he was gone, and now Coach V's gone as well.
Kenny, I'm not sure what your take is on this, but I don't think Coach V leaving will have as drastic an impact on Tennessee baseball as a lot of people were initially thinking with the promotion of assistant coach to head coach now. Because if you see the reaction of some of these players, they were all for this this new change. Not necessarily coach leaving, but they weren't going to let it change their path as to what they wanted out of the 2025-2026 season.
Yeah, I mean, I think Elander's going to do a good job. The biggest thing is probably he lost Frank Anderson. He's the pitching coach. I mean, look at all the guys that he's put into Major League Baseball over the last several years out of Tennessee. So Anderson heads to San Francisco with Coach V. I mean, if the pitching stays stable the way they have been, they should still be fun to watch.
So you talked about college to pros. What about pros to college and my beloved Tar Heels and Bill Belichick, Big Check? I'm sure they run.
You know what Bill's problem is. Ray. Don't make me have to go there. Okay, he need to concentrate on the game. All right. Not 29, okay? He concentrate on the game. Pros that have come back.
What were they thinking?
It's Bill Belichick. It's how many? 6?
6, I think.
Yeah, 6.
Brady at 7.
Yeah.
As
Bill
an individual.
Belichick. He's the man.
He was.
He was. But once again, we're getting back to 29. That's what we're getting back to, that 29-year-old. So, I mean, Bill got his mind elsewhere, but I'm going to give him the first year. It's out of the way. He'll be judged this year. I mean, if he's not able to turn that team around, he won't be there long as well.
And I'm sure coaching college athletes compared to coaching professional athletes is so drastically different that, I mean, this is a job for the pros. College students, you have to deal with the life of being a student, of trying to get that 4.0, trying to be top of your class. And I don't know if Bill's taking that into account to the same degree that he might need to.
Listen, I don't know if this is a major yet in college. I'm going to start one. And it's where you go become a college coach and then get fired. And then you get a $50 million buyout. That's a pretty good deal in my business. Okay, just hire me and then fire me next week and give me my money. I mean, listen, colleges, this is what's scary about the game. Colleges are no longer afraid to pay these $18, $20 million, and that's on the low end. Some of them are as high as $53 million buyouts. Exactly, to get their coach to go home. To go home. Anybody in here, if you've ever been fired, if they said, listen, we're going to have to let you go, and we're going to give you $53 million to do so. That's right. That's right. It'll be a cloud of dust to get me out the door. I mean, it's right. I mean, Tim Banks, Tennessee defensive coordinator, was just fired last week. His buyout to leave, $4.3 million to leave, and pretty much he's already got another job with Auburn. So it's a good business to get in getting fired. Okay, I mean that's not what I teach my kids, but I just let them know if they were a coach, that's a good business to get into.
Maybe in relation to the money and everything, any comments about the ESPN, YouTube TV showdown and negotiations years ago?
Wow, that might be above our pay grade.
It's the world of streaming nowadays, and how, look at 5 years ago, we didn't have Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. We didn't have Netflix hosting our Christmas Day games. And it's just the shift. It's a money grab when it comes to entertainment and sports media. And I think it's trying to figure out what's the best way to have the most financially beneficial situation, and what's the way that you're going to reach the most amount of people. Because I think YouTube TV is bringing in a younger audience that didn't grow up with sports on cable, and it's going to be interesting to see if that pans out into what the new era of watching sports is.
It's all about the money. Go ahead, Notre Dame.
I want to go there. Notre Dame being the CFP.
Oh, should they be in the CFP?
Yeah.
So my brother went to Notre Dame, so
Yeah,
I am a Fighting Irish fan, and I know that was hard for Kenny to hear because I didn't put that on my resume, and had he known, he wouldn't take me.
No, there's two other schools that have been worse. She knows that, okay? And that would have been Alabama and the Gators. So I said, "You okay? We can deal with Notre Dame." We can deal with Notre
However,
Dame.
I was born and raised in Connecticut,
Yeah.
so I am a UConn fan,
Yeah.
but not during basketball season, of course.
Exactly. I said, whatever you do, do not mention the Lady Huskies up here. Please don't bring up Connecticut around Tennessee fans. It's not a good subject. Listen, should they have been in? I thought so. Okay. I'm not a big fan of getting in with 3 losses. I'm sorry, Alabama. I know you played in the SEC championship, but you had 3 losses. Okay. And you got 2 teams that are not in the, or didn't get in there, who have less losses than Alabama. The only thing that I don't like about Notre Dame, coaches tell you all the time, the one reason why we like playing in these extra games is because it gives us at least 15 more days of extra practice. It gives us an opportunity to develop younger players. So I thought that was a misstep on Notre Dame to say, well, we're just not going to play. And I get it. Notre Dame, you touchdown Jesus, the gold helmets. I've been there a few times. I get it. But I thought it was a bad look. Just go play the game. Then of course you run into nowadays half the football players are not going to play anyway. Because they don't want to mess up the possibility of playing pro. So you run into that as well. Yeah.
What's happening to the Kansas City Chiefs?
Ooh,
See,
yeah.
that was Bill Belichick's problem with the ladies. Now Kansas City's dealing with Taylor Swift.
That's it right there. Now, me being a Raiders fan, I'm not shedding a tear. Okay, it's about time y'all struggled. You've been winning every year. Let somebody else win. I don't know. I don't know what happened to the Chiefs, but she's right. Ever since that Kelsey announced they were getting married, y'all been like this the whole time, straight down the hill. So I don't know. I mean, you got some guys in positions that are just getting older. I don't think you have any wide receivers. You got guys that are okay. You don't have guys that are great. And I think that's probably where you're missing out. You got a lot of receivers that drop balls from Patrick Mahomes. So I think they're going to have to address that in the offseason. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for some, it's a conditioning issue. When you look at Kelsey, the difference of where he was 3 years ago to where he is now, it's just not the same physical state.
Private equity firms, long of money, colleges, for their NIL, where's that going to go? I don't know.
Listen, just like I said a minute ago, when you put sports and money together, it keeps getting worse. Listen, where does it end? Everybody keeps telling me, Kenny, we're going to have to put some type of salary cap on these college NILs. Too late. It's too late. 2 paces out of the tube. Can't put it back in. You should have done that to begin with. That's the way it should have started. And you guys, you heard me. I talked about this last year. My thought is there should have been a cap as far as how much you could spend as a college. So if you choose to pay that outstanding athlete $5 million, well, now you gotta whatever you have left, that's what you give everybody else. But it can't go over, let's say, $10 million. Listen, let me ask you guys, who do you think has the most NIL money in college football? Talk overall. Who? Nope.
Texas A&M. Texas.
No.
Michigan.
Alabama.
No. All those are in the top 5, however. Oregon almost has, and of course that's because of Nike. Oregon almost has $1 billion. Overall NIL money. That's just how powerful this has become. Basically, they put it on track and changing uniforms every week. They got a new uniform every week. But yeah, it's out of control, and I just don't know if there's any way of going back.
What's the origin of that? NIL.
Well, I don't know if we can pinpoint who started it. It gets to the point of athletes. Here's the thing: universities are raking in millions of dollars. billions. The athletes get nothing. But, you might get a duty after the game. You might get, Chick-fil-A money. I love some Chick-fil-A in here, okay? But you might get Chick-fil-A money after the game. Well, the argument continued to say we should get part of the pot. The university's making all the money. We're the ones out there working to bring it. So we should get part of that. I don't know if y'all agree with that or not, because I know what you're going to say. Well, they're getting an education. That is true. But how much is the tuba player bringing in? How much is that person in the biology department bringing in? How much does Peyton Manning bring in? I mean, it's hard to compare, and they want their fair share. I mean, on one hand, I can see it. On the other hand, I'm like, nah. I mean, you don't pay a kid. I think Nico came here to the University of Tennessee. They paid him $6 million. Now that's not all at the front, and of course he didn't get the end of it because he left. But certain years he gets so much money a year. But his was $6 million. This is when it just started to play a game in college. That's the reason why so many college kids don't want to go pro now. Why you want to go pro? You're gonna make more money now in college than you will starting off in the pros. That's why you see some of them fighting to come back. Pavia from Vanderbilt. How long has he been playing? 10 years? I mean, every year he gets another year, so exactly.
And it also brings up an interesting point. In the last press conference that we had with Coach Healy with ETSU, he mentioned the role that NIL has played in recruiting and how it's now just a money game, but he used to recruit on the basis of all the other perks outside of just the dollars. He always praised how ETSU this year was one of the best schools to travel with, where they were staying, the accommodations, what they were eating. It wasn't Chick-fil-A nuggets. They were over here getting their porterhouses, Kenny, so they could fuel up for the next game so that they could lose in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they go to Buc-ee's too. So there you go.
But
Celebrate
it's all
a
the
win.
different perks outside of a program that makes a whole college experience rather than giving an 18, 19-year-old kid a $12 million check.
Two things coaches tell me today, college coaches, when they go to recruit kids, basically their families, they want to know two things. One, how much am I going to get paid? And two, how much am I going to play? That's it. They don't care about anything else. They don't care what major you have at your university. They don't care what classes, what time, what day. Those are the only two things that they're asked. How much and how much am I going to play? Those two. I thought, listen, the 5 losses, it's ugly. I agree. But this is a team that lost 4 of those within the last 2 minutes. I mean, ETSU, when you realistically should have only had 1 loss this year. To be honest, maybe 2 tops. I mean, obviously UT, and then maybe another one in the cup. But other than that, they should have only lost 2. They were just that good. I mean, the offense was fun to watch. I mean, you had 2 D1 quarterbacks, one from Michigan and one from North Carolina. They got good wide receivers. They got good running backs. But for some reason, they went through a stretch there. They just couldn't finish in the last 2 minutes of the game. So with that being said, yeah, I think they're going to be fine. I think he's a good coach. I think more importantly, have you guys had him over here yet? He's a great guy. I mean, what you see, that's him all the time. I've never shaken or hugged a guy more than that guy. I mean, every time he comes in the room, he got to shake. Did he shake everybody's hand? If he didn't, I'll be shocked. Because he got to shake your hand as soon as he comes in the room. I'm like, Coach, we know you. Okay, we get it. Great guy. So hopefully he'll be able to keep it moving forward.
And his players are always the first ones to come to his defense. Whenever we have players up at the podium talking about the Monday after a loss, they don't turn it on the coaching staff for play calls. They reflect on themselves first, and then they always talk about how it's the next game mentality. I think Coach Healy made a bigger impact on those kids than he was planning on it. And I think that's going to show and reflect next season when it comes to how many individuals will choose to enter the transfer portal. Because some already have, but I think that program's on the up, in my opinion.
Any comments on Tennessee Tech moving to the Southern Conference?
I think it's a good move. I'm sure the gentleman in front of you agrees. Sit there with that big Tennessee Tech sweatshirt on. I think it's a good move. I mean, listen, they play them anyway all the time. Tennessee Tech, unfortunately, it's kind of in no man's land. You're in between Nashville and Knoxville. You probably don't get the exposure that you probably should get. And I think it fits in with the rest of the conference. And I like the fact that it's another Tennessee team in the SoCon. It's not just ETSU and Chattanooga. So, let's make it a triple threat in the conference. So, no, I think it's a good thing. Good. And they got great facilities down there. It's also a great stop. If you head to Nashville, you got to get some refreshments or something. Lunch, that's a good stop. But, I think it's good.
I have a question that's more for Pete, but sports is mainly like the rules and stuff that stay the same. Changing it can be controversial. Like I think Major League started to do this where they're using AI to see if the pitch is a strike or not. They're doing that. Is that going to make its way into more sports? Is that a good thing? Fruit from that, or is that a bad thing?
Did my senior project in college on this, in baseball in particular, and we had the chance to talk to MLB umpire Will Little a little bit about this when we had him on our podcast. But what's interesting with, baseball in particular, is how they're testing it through the minor leagues first. It will start in single A ball, work its way up to triple A, and he kind of hinted that it'll work its way into the major league. And then what's nice is it's not just a straight transformation of taking out all umpires. They're having a little bit of challenge and strategy that plays into this versus teams getting 3 opportunities to challenge, and if they're successful then they continue on, but if they're not then they lose that challenge, similar to football. And one apprehension most people had is that it's going to slow down games. We just went through this whole process of making all these MLB baseball rules to speed up these 4-hour games, but when they looked at it in testing in AAA ball, it was maybe a 3-4 second delay. You look up to the booth, they nod, that was a strike, and they're like, all right, let's move on with the next game. And it was really no big delay. So I think it's interesting to see how it'll implement new strategies with this coaching staff that now they have to account for. Will it make its way into other sports? Kenny and I had this big discussion about the ETSU SoCon Volleyball Championship and the fact that ETSU lost that game because a ball was hit off of a referee's foot that was standing on the outside of the out-of-bounds line. Had they had that technology, would it be a different scenario? Who knows? But it's also going to cost a lot of money to implement that if they want to. We'll see. But if it'll make its way to the smaller sports like volleyball, who knows?
And the question, why are they standing that close anyway? I mean, your size 15 was over the line. So why are you standing that close anyway? If you guys have an opportunity before he gets back to work, you should have Will Little, Major League Baseball umpire, lives in Fall Branch. Of course, he was behind the plate for the Classic at Bristol. He was in the World Series behind the plate in the very first game. He's a good guy to talk to about Major League Baseball. Went to Science Hill, played at Milligan. Hawk.
McKenzie, you've seen how popular high school sports are here, and you throw the t-shirts into the stands. That's a lot of fun. What's been a couple of your favorite moments here covering local sports?
Ooh. Honestly, one thing that I realized over my early career, it's hard to call it a career, I've been out of college for 5 months now. This is one of the most passionate regions I think I've ever met. And it doesn't matter what school, it doesn't matter how big of a school it is, but there is going to be a fan base no matter what. I was just at the Rye Cove semifinal game, and it was a 7-6 semifinal score. But the crowd that was there looked like this was the Super Bowl. They acted like it was the Super Bowl. They had confetti cannons going off after every first down. It was crazy, and it was so exciting to see how passionate East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia is about their high schools. It's not just the players, it's the families, it's the coaches. They love being here and doing what they're doing. They have so much passion for their region, and it's infectious and it's contagious, and it's spread to Kenny and I. And Kenny's over here commenting every time I get a team name wrong, and I feel so bad because I know how important it is to people in this region to pronounce these names correctly. So I've got flashcards to make sure I'm not making that mistake again. But
we had some good ones too, buddy. I ain't gonna lie. We had some J.I. Tazewell, Honecker, J.I. Burton, G. Burton. I said, where did you see a G in that J.I.?
In the initials, he put J.I. I said G.
I said, G. Burton.
But just having folks come up to me while I'm shooting on the sidelines, while I'm walking in Walmart, saying, "Hey, I saw the coverage you did of our little school. I just want to say it was such a great job." That makes my day.
Yeah.
Because more volleyball. I love volleyball.
We love volleyball. We love Greenville volleyball. We do. You know that. Let me tell you, real quick. I know our time's running short, but any chance I get an opportunity to pat ourselves on the back, we do more high school coverage than anybody in the state. And we're not even close. I mean, you go to Knoxville, you're going to see UT. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, but you're going to see mostly UT. They do a little bit. You go to Nashville, you're going to see Titans. If there's something in Nashville at our sister station that has to deal with high school, we don't even ask them because they don't go. So it's just a waste of time. You go down to Memphis, yeah, you probably get a little bit more in Memphis, but you got the Grizzlies down there. That's really what they concentrate. Well, we don't have a professional team here. I mean, our professional team is NASCAR, and they're here 2 times a year, and then 1 time a year with NHRA. So, I made a decision 30 years ago that we're going to be hyper local. We're gonna feature the high school sports around here. So there's no one in the state that gives as much high school as we do. So it's a sense of pride because listen, you're not going to get to see Little Bluffy on ESPN, okay? You're not going to see that. You're going to see it in us, but you're not going to see that on ESPN, all right? If you want to see a college play that's great, you can get it on ESPN, and it'll run all day. You can get it on CNN or whatever. It's going to run all day. But you're not going to see Little Buffy. You're not going to see that. So you're not going to see Little Hawk on ESPN maybe one day, but not right now, but you'll see it on JHL. All right, a few more questions for we.
You want to prognosticate on how long LeBron James will stay?
He's already stayed too long. What do they say about the fruit staying on the tree a little too long? Yeah, LeBron needs to go. I was like, unless he's staying to play with his grandkids, okay, he probably needs to move on. I mean, I'm thinking there's enough talent and names in the NBA. You don't have to continue to live off his. Let some of the other guys have it now and move on. I will give him credit. I mean, he's a smart businessman. He's put the right people around him. I mean, basketball is not the only thing he does. I mean, he has TV shows that you guys watch that you probably don't even know where he is. I mean, books. He produces movies and things. So he's done well with his money. Unlike some athletes, Mike Tyson, but I won't mention names, that don't have a dime right now.
I never thought I'd hear Kenny Hawkins comment about someone being in a job too long.
That's right. Exactly. I tell her all the time. She said, what are you doing here? See what I got to deal with. So I had to do with 5 months out of school. Here she goes. I just told her I haven't been able to figure out how to cut this ankle bracelet off. But what's I do?
Comment on McKenzie.
Well, that's our show. Good to see you, y'all. Listen, I can't answer. I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, I do know. Secretly, they say he doesn't play good defense. Okay, now my first thing is you don't play defense in the NBA anyway. So what does that matter? But that's what they say, that he's not good defensively. He is not tall enough. I mean, you saw what Cooper Flagg scored on him the other day, and then he started pointing down. He's too small, which I thought that was wrong. But yeah, exactly. I still post her up though. If I had my Jordans on, I got my Jordans on right now. But well, yes, you got heels on. Not use it higher than that. Trust me. I think there's just other things that we don't see that's keeping him out. I mean, I've just heard the defense. I mean, he's a heck of a player. He's a scorer. He is a scorer. I mean, that's what this guy does. But you go down and score 2, but then you give up 2 on the other end. It just doesn't help your team. I mean, that's the only thing I can think. But I think he should get a shot longer than a couple of days. You know.
Beaver ball.
Yes.
And I love the state of Tennessee, but I'm a South Carolina Gamecock. And we started
Sorry.
our season this year, 13. And
Yeah.
we ended up with 4 wins.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what we want to. We've got great facilities now. Everything is going great. I'm just worried. Where do you see us going right now?
I'm actually shocked. I was a little shocked he kept his job, to be honest with you. And I'm the only reason why I'm thinking is that, okay, they don't want to get into this. We're going to buy him out and pay that money over the years. We're going to give him another shot. By the way, you just lost your quarterback, Lenore's. He went into the transfer portal. I always enjoy going to South Carolina. I hate that Rooster. Rooster don't stop. Rooster goes all day long at a South Carolina game. Okay, it's like Rocky Top. It's worse than Rocky Top. It goes all day. Somebody said, go get some popcorn, Rooster. Cock-a-doo-doo-doo. The whole game. I think he's got 1 year. I think he's got one more year. I think he has to be successful this year, or he's probably the next one on the chopping block. Other than that, you know. All right, one more.
Are you going to play golf with Kane?